That's Carla Lopez. The people of the state are acting via this company also. It's called Cleaning and Demolition. I took a picture up close of this business that is present engaging in group stalking and monitoring with the people of the state and with the state as well as police department as already. So what you're understanding, what I continue to document, the same pattern of conduct is underway. You're looking at different faces, the same exact specific venue, the same exact demonic behavioral pattern as you look at the plethora of faces. Okay, they're engaging in what is demonic activity. This is terrorism. You're going to drain the pockets of Speaker Companies Incorporated. You're going to drain the pockets of this so-called contract and demolition, cleaning and demolition business. They're engaging in the criminal elements of monitoring. They're moving around in the specific environment. The light source is above. There, you could see their shadows. The light source is directly above the property. They are in the same exact engineered light that you see inside of my apartment, that you see in that same parking lot, all over this building. They are engaging in the pattern of conduct. That truck is a means of light activity and crossing path. They're also creating light activity as they move in the engineered light. This is being in the path. It's called group stalking. It's relevant positioning. They're crossing path. While they go forward and backward, they're not adjusting parking. This is actually pacing, and it's very demonic. What they also did moments ago, you have what is with simultaneity. This is why you will see in my Google Drive, I took a screenshot. So you'll see what I'm doing and you'll understand the significance of what the demon possessed are doing in the specific environment and the real-time knowledge that they maintain while they do it. So first of all, I took a screenshot of my Google Drive because you'll see I am selecting images because I'm getting ready to upload. This is pacing. You're looking at demonic behavior. They're monitoring. You're looking at the screenshot that I upload and you'll see what I'm doing. I'm uploading. That is, I'm active on a communication device with simultaneity. Immediately, these third-party group stalkers who are in the specific environment, there is no form for being present and facilitating the state's criminal pattern of conduct, which is terrorism. There is no form. It's a crime scene. And everything they're doing is serving that crime, which is serving to threaten the life, and you're going to be civilly and criminally prosecuted. So this is the wake-up call that the public entity and that the people of the state are going to get. You have what is with simultaneity to my activity on a communication device. Immediately, these demons, because that's what they are, engaging in the same identical behavioral pattern of creating activity with simultaneity to what I do physically and or on a communication device. This is light activity. He's an operation device. They're all monitoring, okay? They all come upstairs seconds as I am uploading information on my Google Drive. And as they walk upstairs, it creates an earthquake, okay? Like the Los Angeles flying by helicopter, it creates an earthquake. Sensational activity. And it occurs with simultaneity to what I do. This is the maintenance of light. All right, the entity is engaging in the pattern. They all come upstairs. These are demons that are one after another. They're repeatedly crossing path. I'm breaking down their demonic behavior, but I'm also showing you what are the maintenance of criminal elements. But it's a demonic system, and they're engaging in demonic behavior together with knowledge. It's the absence of coincidence in the engineered light. They are engaging in what is presence, activity creation on a systematic basis, and they're also going to federal prison, if not deportation, because the Los Angeles Police Department is engaging in amplified helicopter activity while I've been inside of my apartment at 9:30 a.m. They're present, acting with the Los Angeles Police Department, and again at 10:27 a.m. I'm taking note of it, and they are in relevant position, and that's exactly what you'll see, including Lorraine Pena's daughter. You'll see her black Jeep. She's group stalking, and she does so with a baby. You saw her this morning group stalking in that engineered light. She returns, and she's present while the entity is group stalking by helicopter. She is engaging in terrorism and doing so while in the custody of a minor child. That's audible activity. That truck is a means of audible activity. My voice is serving to monitor me. They're all in relevant position. Okay, so I want you to pay attention to what is going on. That's what the significance of what I uploaded. I have already established the criminal pattern of conduct. What I'm showing you on a moment by moment and breaking down what the demented pattern of conduct that they're engaging in. It's highly demented. And the demons that are in the demonic environment are focusing on you. It's the absence of any coincidence under the light source. It's the absence of any coincidence in the directed light. It's the absence of any coincidence when they are acting pursuant to an identical behavioral pattern, which is demonic. Following that is stalking with audible activity creation. Following that is stalking in the path with some method of light, whether it be their vehicle, whether it be a demon with a flashlight, whether it be just walking around in front of you or all around anywhere in your path. They don't have to be in front of you. But maintenance of activity creation with simultaneity to it. This is Tiffany Sherez. She's a group stalker. She's in the custody of minor children while living at the crime scene. And she's engaged in what is demonstrating ongoing impunity. You is speaking to what is living at a crime scene. You are losing the children that you are facilitating criminal monitoring with. You're doing so with the police who who are heavily documented engaging and threatening the life of an American citizen, absolutely you're losing custody of the children that you have living at a crime scene, a demented one. All right. The entity is engaging in the corruption, the contribution to the corruption of delinquency of minors while they do so. This is the exposure of their system. So everything that they do in their system, you're breaking down what are federal charges. This is the secret system that they're engaging in. And I'm letting you know every aspect that they engage in it and what they do. All right. And it is highly malicious. This company, again, cleaning and demolition, it's criminal facilitation. All right. Many of them, I suspect, are not American citizens. They're going to be deported permanently out of this country. And if they are American citizens, they're going to federal prison. It's also impunity. Understand, when you're looking at a new face, it's the same entity. Okay, the same entity that is the people of the state. The people of the state are continuously engaging in federal group stalking and monitoring vicariously on behalf of the state, while the targeted individual, that is myself, is documenting it, which is an impermissible threat. It's also an impermissible threat while you do so in concert with a corrupt law enforcement agency. That's an impermissible threat, both of which are independent grounds of federal prison. What you are also noting is while they continuously engage in, which is showing their desperation, let me be clear, that desperation and the malice with which they act, there's no form here. They're monitoring. That's already established. That's why you're going to federal prison. The threat that you pose to the public, the desperation that you illustrate in continuously engaging in the pattern of conduct, doing so in the face of evidence that's accumulated against you. The entity is engaging in that which is an unprecedented threat to the targeted individual's safety, their life, and their overall well-being. This is nothing other than activity creation in directed light and under the light source. Nothing but that. And you're going to federal prison. Everything you do at the crime scene is an ongoing crime, and you will be subject to what are very severe federal repercussions. The entity is engaging in light activity. The light source dimming and brightening, that's light activity. Imagine on a smaller scale, a light bulb turning on and off. This is what the entity is doing at the environment. The light source, which is not the sun, you see it on one side of my apartment and the other on this other side at the end after 5 p.m. in the evening, they're all in the specific environment. And this is light activity that the entity is creating while it goes bright and then dimmer. It creates light activity, okay? This is a heavily documented, all of this is direct evidence. While the entity, by the way, they're driving up and down, they live in relevant position all around the property of Alvarado Gardens next door. This is a massive state system. I am showing where I live, the specific environment that is maintained by the people of the state. All right. And you're also understanding what demonic activity looks like. OK, getting past the outward veneer, the surface, where you are actually witnessing satanic behaviors that are highly criminal. OK, the entity is also engaging in what is the ongoing accumulation of evidence, which is serving to prosecute the entity, the public entity, and the people of the state. The direct and vicarious aspects of that corrupt government. The people of the state are the state. They are in the shoes of the state. They are exercising no constitutional rights, and they're all going to be prosecuted accordingly. It is going toward that very harsh and necessary policy to be enforced against them based on the threat that they pose, based on the malice that is inherent in the system of federal group stalking and monitoring. And the entity is doing so in a specific environment that is in and of itself absolutely impossible that it would exist. This is speaking to the threat that they are to the public. There is no possible way that you would be under the sun. There is no possible way that this directed light is actual sunlight. So in other words, you're surrounded by the evidence, but also in comparison to the specific environment that I have fully exposed in an entirely different location. The sun is not hovering over the edge of Shiro's liquor in its zenith over the exact top of my head while I stand there capturing it in that same directed light while it's being documented over the venue, aiming light into. And you already know that that's not sunlight, but this is the pattern of conduct, aiming light into my apartment, aiming it into the depths of the apartment. You already know that that's not sunlight. That's manifesting the pattern of the blinds on the walls, on the ceiling, on both sides, and then also on the outside. You already know that this is not sunlight, but these are all the ways in which you're going to analyze what is the specific environment, what are the demon possessed, where are the demon possessed, and what the demon possessed are doing. All right. The entity is acting through a corrupt government. People of the state that live at Alvarado Gardens are going to be subject to that that federal prosecution. They live at a crime scene. All right, so it serves for what is massive documentation. And this is great for as a matter of justice because you have a massive system underway. So where the federal government is armed with this, you're talking about being able to do justice on a broad scale. Also, with regard to federal prosecution, you're talking about the ways in which you will have a criminal record that follows you and exposes the threat that you are to the public. That is the database that'll be maintained for every business, every third-party group stalker that wants to target you in the name of the state. All right. Failing to recognize that you will have no constitutional basis, no defense whatsoever. You live at the crime scene, and the crime scene is a phenomenon, the absence of any coincidence. All right. It is impossible that it would coexist while it's documented remaining over, for example, let's just say the Fontana Lewis Library. Let's just say the Fontana Police Department. We can pick one, anyone, because the sun is not present here in its zenith and remaining all day long, while it is in its zenith over me as a matter of documentation in that city, in the Inland Empire, for the duration of the day. That's the pattern of conduct. Wherever it is that I go, the specific environment follows. Okay, that's the P.O.C. It is also revealing the significance of the condition, which is but I'm letting you know and arming the world with how you know what their condition is by where they are and what they're doing, and the real-time knowledge that they maintain while they're doing of a psychopath. Okay, psychopaths that have yet to be uncovered and unveiled. You're literally talking about what are ticking time bombs. So it's important to know in this day and age what actually is surrounding you and what actually is going on. But for purposes of prosecution, this demonic entity, these demonic patterns, it's not impervious to a federal prosecution whatsoever. There are laws and there are policies to deal with what the government is doing with the people. Right? And you're going to deal with the people. You're going to deal with that entity as a matter of justice. It is 10:47 a.m. to see again, while they are present at the venue, that which is impossible. You saw light magnifying through this small little crack, magnified all over the walls this morning. You saw multiple shadows moving across the cabinet, and you can still see that now while I'm standing at a distance, okay? But yet the blinds are closed. That's exactly what I was telling you earlier, but this is supposedly sunlight. It's the same exact pattern of conduct. While they're outside, they being, understand, the people of the state are outside stalking in the path, creating activity, which is amplified inside of my apartment, and the demon possessed, which know what I'm doing on my communication device, patrolling, that is coming upstairs, creating sensational activity, because when demons run upstairs, it creates an earthquake, okay? That's what's happening. It's called sensational activity, and they do it with knowledge of what I'm doing on my communication device. That's the behavioral pattern. It is currently, by the way, 10:48 a.m. This is SCI, group stalking, criminal monitoring, the Los Angeles Police Department as well, federal prison for all, okay? And deportation. All right, those that are not, and that's just speaking to those who are visiting, okay? You're talking about, and these are visitors engaging in presence at the crime scene, facilitation. But you're also understanding Alvarado Gardens, the people of the state, they're all in together. The entity is monitoring together, and it is empowering the ordinary target individual and informing the federal government with regard to the ability to combat that. And that is to document and prosecute the entity that is group stalking and monitoring. P.O.C.